Cleveland city leaders say they are performing contact tracing now that several people connected with last week's presidential debate have tested positive for COVID-19. Officials at the Cleveland Clinic, which hosted the debate, clarified the testing procedures ahead of the event. They say both the Trump and Biden campaigns were responsible for administering tests, and the clinic required the campaigns to provide proof of negative tests. Meantime, in New Jersey, Democratic Governor Phil Murphy says the president, quote, put lives at risk by attending a fundraiser at his golf club hours before announcing he had contracted the virus. NewsNation's Nicole Burley has more on the ripple effects of the president's diagnosis. Nicole?
Well, Joe, with at least 8 members of the Trump administration now testing positive for COVID, in addition to several Republican lawmakers and politicians, the White House says it has started contact tracing, but so far the administration has not released specific details on how that tracing is being conducted. President Trump walking out of Walter Reed Medical Center this afternoon. Although White House physicians confirm his COVID-19 diagnosis, they have not confirmed when they believe the president may have become infected. Much attention and speculation has focused on this White House event more than a week ago. President Trump introducing his Supreme Court nominee, Amy Coney Barrett. More than 150 people gathered in the Rose Garden, the majority without masks. Since this event, at least 13 close contacts of the president, family, administration, staffers, or associates have tested positive for the coronavirus, including Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, former counselor to the president Kellyanne Conway, Utah Senator Mike Lee, seen here hugging 2 people, as well as former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. Fast forward to last Thursday, when it was announced White House aide Hope Hicks had tested positive for COVID-19, and later that night, President Trump held a fundraiser in Bedminster, New Jersey.
It is clear that the president and his staff acted recklessly in coming to New Jersey in the first place, knowing that they had been exposed to someone with a confirmed positive test.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy says the RNC provided a list of more than 200 attendees at 2 separate events that night.
We are asking that all attendees self-quarantine for 14 days, especially those who were in close contact with either the president or a member of his staff.
But comedian Joe Piscopo, who was at the New Jersey event, says he thinks attendees will be okay.
I want to tell you, they were very, very careful. And then when the president came out, what I saw, we were I had to be, 50 yards, is that right? From the president, maybe 30 yards from the president.
New Jersey officials are asking attendees to be tested starting tomorrow, approximately 5 days after possible exposure. Piscopo says he's staying positive.
And I think all we care about is that the president cared enough to show up, to show his loyalty, his character, his commitment to his friends in Bedminster, New Jersey. A lot of his friends were there, and he kept his distance from what I saw.
The CDC recommends COVID-19 testing for all close contacts of confirmed or probable coronavirus patients. The agency also updating its guidelines when it comes to critical workers like law enforcement and frontline healthcare workers. According to the agency's website, essential employees may be allowed to continue working if they may have been exposed to the virus, as long as they are asymptomatic and taking proper precautions.